Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well out there today. It is a lovely summer overcast morning here in Australia. Actually, no, it's just gone afternoon. And I've been tidying my studio, organizing, still unpacking from a trip I took to Vietnam, a retreat that I attended with Maru Godas just recently. So I've been home about a week now and I'm still processing. I'm a very slow processor. I don't know how you guys are, but it takes me a while to really work through things in my mind, especially when I've learned something new. So what I wanted to do today, just to ease into my studio session and to share something with you all, is to do some color swatching, some testing of materials. I get asked about materials a lot, and I tend to not be, I wouldn't say I'm a supplies junkie, or let's put it another way, I wouldn't say that I am loyal to any specific brands, but there are some brands that I love and particular colors in certain brands. So I thought it would be helpful because oftentimes, if you're starting out or you're wanting to add to your art collection, but you've only got a certain amount of money to spend, it's helpful and handy to know what different art materials do, how they work with each other, what certain colors look like, because sometimes the color on the outside is very different than the color that comes out. So I thought today would be a great day just to go through and test. What do I have in here? In my La La Land Frida box, I have all of my Ecoline brush pens, and I also have some Sharpies that I bought just before Christmas that were on special, on sale for like 20 bucks, like $1 each, for 20 different colors. I'm not going to use those today. There will be enough going on with the Ecoline brush pens. So we're just going to do a little color swatching, and then I will show you just a couple of quick little demos of how I use these Ecoline brush pens, okay? So what I'm going to do is just try and put some colors next to each other that kind of go together, that they're in the same family, I guess. So this one is yellow ochre, so I'm just going to do some little swatches. And this is one I often use to do the initial line in a sketch, which I can then come over with pencil or crayons or even paint. Okay, this one is pink beige. Very light color. So if you wanted to even start off a sketch with something that was less dominant, that would be a great one to use. This one is apricot. Beautiful subtle colors. Oh, I have 2 apricots. And this one is pastel red. Let's pop that in here. Great skin tones here, all of these so far. This one is beige. Let's pop that on here. Kind of a little bit of a grayed off version of this one. Almost opposite really. Warm and cool. Pastel yellow. Sand yellow. Oh, that's a nice one too. That's another one that's great for an initial sketch. Pastel rose. Did I have that one already? No, it's different. Similar but different, see? Sepia light. Just trying to get all these pastel ones out first. Pastel rose. So the reason I have two of several of these colors is I bought two different packs. I can't remember what the packs were called, but one was more geared towards brighter colors, and the other one was more geared towards pastel tones, but I think there was a little bit of overlap in them as well. Let's pop this one up here. This one is Warm Grey Light. Let's just pop a few of these brighter ones down as well. This one is Grass Green. And the nice thing about these two is when you put that first layer down, it's lighter, but you can deepen the color up by adding subsequent layers. Bronze Green, slightly more olive shade. Spring Green. So many greens, right? Pastel Yellow, did we do that one already? Was that this one here? Yes, it was. Let's pop that one over here. And Pastel Red, is it the same? Yes. I guess I had quite a few that were overlapping. That's a different grey. That is very subtly different. That is Cold Grey Light. And the other one was Warm Grey Light. Pastel Blue. Let's pop that up here. Lemon Yellow, just down here. Sepia, up here. Light Rose, doesn't look very light, does it? Let's see. Definitely a big difference between this pink and these pinks up here. You can layer with these as well, over the top of each other. I can't help myself. I say I'm going to do something and then something else happens. I know you don't mind me flitting around. Pastel Blue, we already had that one. Bluish Green. Here's one of my favorites. Let's pop it up here. Beautiful. And Turquoise Green. See the difference? Slightly lighter. Quite a bit lighter actually. Sky Blue Light. While I'm doing this, I'll tell you about an app that I love. I've probably mentioned it before. It's called I Love Hue, H-U-E. And it's an app that has like a little game on it where you can test your ability to see the differences between different hues. So it'll give you some opportunities to, let's say, in the simplest form, you could go from the lightest blue to the darkest blue, right? And you'd have to put them in the right order. But it gets progressively more complicated where you might start off with this color and end up with this color. And you have to find the steps of what would be the colors in between. So there's kind of like a table of different colors and all the colors are there. And you have to move the ones that you think are going to work to get from one hue to another. It's a really fabulous way to hone your skills and hone your brain to actually see those shifts in color. It comes more easily to some people than to others. Our daughter Cece, who is the one that works for me who you often see pop in on Facebook, etc., and who sends out emails to you. She has a really amazing ability to see all the hues and all the slightest shifts in color, and she just finds that app like super easy. And you know, when I first looked at it, I realized that, you know, our brains work in completely different ways. Not that I didn't know that anyway. And she's well aware that my brain works very differently than hers. That's why we go well together and work well together. But yeah, like as far as how we visually see things, I see things in terms of color, and I just intuitively know what colors go together, but I don't always see those subtle shifts in color. So if you are like me and you have trouble seeing the different tones, the different, you know, the darks and the lights and the minute shifts between them, it would be a great app for you to pop onto your phone. So it's called Love Hue. No, I got busy talking and I didn't say what they were. Saffron yellow, and that one there is gold ochre. And I've just got a few more in here. This one is pastel violet. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? This one is sepia deep. Much bigger jump. So for example, like between this, this, and this, you could squeeze in, you know, several more jumps between those two, and probably more than several jumps between that one and that one. Did I do that already? Pastel violet, I think that was that one, yep. And mahogany. Mahogany. Beautiful, lovely rich color. 4 more to go. Deep grey. Let's put that here next to the other greys. And pastel green. Did we do that yet? Let's just see. I don't think so. That's different. Pastel green. Indigo. One of my favorites. That's quite a different indigo, and this is what I mean by testing the colors out, because I work with indigo quite a lot when I'm working with the acrylic inks. And the Daler-Rowney acrylic ink in indigo is much, much darker than that. So, you know, if I had actually pulled that out without using it and went to put it into an artwork, thinking it was going to be a really deep, dark color, I would have been disappointed. So by doing this, I can remember what's what. And normally when I'm swatching, I would go through and actually add the colors in, which I'll do with a pencil later on. That way you can remember what is what. So that's all the colors I have in the Ecoline brush markers. So I just do a little thing down the bottom here. A couple of things that I do with these. One is I layer them up with other materials. So I want you to have X-ray vision to see through this sketch, which I did in Mexico in September last year, in September 2023. The color that is at the very base of this sketch is sepia light. So if you just have your eye find all of the sepia light that's underneath here, that's underneath all of the pencil lines, you'll see that I actually did the whole sketch of the hotel foyer in the sepia light first, okay? So there's a whole sketch under there in sepia light. And then over that, I overlaid lots of different materials, mostly pencil, but then also some Caran d'Ache, crayons, Neocolor crayons. Right at the end, the very last thing that I did was bring in this Wrought-Iron balustrade. I'm pretty sure that was in a Holbein pencil that was either a deep blue or an indigo, possibly an indigo. So, you know, it's quite a dynamic, fun, energetic sketch, just layering one material on top of the other, on top of the other. And also a good way for you to approach what's in the background, what should be left as are in the background and what's in the foreground, what is strong, what marks are stronger when you lay down your pencil marks that will come forward, okay? So there's that one. And then also, one of the last sketches that I did in Vietnam, I did purely in Ecoliners. Where is it? Let me just have a look around. I thought I had it out. Oh, I think it's in this book. Okay. So let's go back. Yep, it's in this book. So this one, on the last day of our retreat, not purely, but mostly, pretty much like 90% of what's here is in various Ecoliners. I think this time I used the yellow ochre as my starter drawing color. So I did the whole line drawing in yellow ochre, almost like a continuous line drawing, where I just let my eye move from one thing to another and see what lines are joined to each other, right? And then in this one, I believe I also came in with the indigo straight after I did the yellow ochre, and I added some line work, some darker lines for contrast in the indigo. And then on top of that, I played with other Ecoliners, and then I brought in some crayons and a little bit of white gel pen and white ink. More crayons over here in this turquoise. So I just kind of built it up, and it was a pretty fast sketch. So you can see, you can have a lot of fun with these. So let's go back to here. And let's just have a little play. And I'll just do this without talking, I think. So just have a little play with a little landscape, get some darks and lights. All right, so I just want to show you a little bit of what we can do to add colors in. I think there was a color that we didn't use that I didn't show you before, maybe? That one is just gray, regular old gray. All right, so put these away and let's see what happens when we try to work into the illustration a little bit more with some pencil. So this is a whole bean pencil. So we can bring some line work over the top. It's going to be more effective dark on light. And then we'll bring just a little bit of crayon in for some really bright brights. Okay, I think that's enough fun for today. I hope you enjoyed that little color swatching demonstration and just a little fun sketch, imagination sketch using the Ecoline brush pens and then a few other things over the top. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope this has given you a little bit of insight into what colors you might like to add to your collection and how they all work with each other. Okay, bye for now.